Right, this is how you set up the fishing indicator and the moon phase part of the watch on this Casio WS-1200H. Now, what you need to do is you need to adjust two variables or enter two variable data points on this watch. So just so the fishing indicator and the moon phase indicator is as accurate as Casio has set it up to be. Now, it's based on two elements, which is one known as the UTC differential and the other one being the longitude. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on screen now is just a screen that I've put together where I've copied all the elements or all the data points from Casio in terms of the two things that you need to put into this watch to get the moon phase indicator and the fishing indicator as close to indication depending on where you live as possible, really. So if you just want to pause the video and just note them two numbers down, then I'll show you how to enter them into this watch. So now you've got that information, what you need to do is you need to make sure you're in timekeeping mode, and then you need to keep your finger on the adjust button here, which is to the top left hand corner. As you can see here, the seconds are flashing, and then what you need to do is press the adjust button quickly once, and what you'll see is you're in the UTC differential part. Now currently I've got it as -4, but I want it as +0. Now if you are in a minus figure, you can keep going backwards using the top right hand button, and that will allow you to adjust it going backwards, but I want to go forward, so it's +0. So I press the bottom right hand button just so I can kind of decrease the value to closer to 0 and then have it as a positive number even though it is 0. So there you go, there's a positive, and obviously I've got it at 0. And obviously if you want to keep pressing the bottom right hand button, then it increases the value in terms of the positive. So that is the UTC differential and the way of entering it. So I'm just going to pop it back to 0, which is where I am, which is a number for where I am, which is near London. And then what I'm going to then do is move it on to what would be the longitude entry. Now currently it's at currently it's at 178 degrees west, and I want to change it to 0 degrees east. Now you can either go backwards and keep your finger on the button there so it just accelerates away through the degrees, or you can just go forwards and just get it to what I want it as, which is 0. Now I've gone too far, so I was going to press this top right hand button to go backwards, or you can press the bottom right hand button to go forward, so top right to go backwards. Now on that list that I've shown you, it says for London it was 0 degrees east, so I want to change the west to an east. So what you need to do is just press the mode button again, and then you can just alternate between west and east. So currently I am at 0 degrees east, and that is what the variable is I'm entering on this watch. And then to come out of it, all you need to do is press the adjust button one more time, and that's it. And that for me is the fishing indicator and the moon phase indicator set up on the Casio WS-1200H. Now moving on to the actual moon phase and fishing indicator, where you can have a look at future dates in which it's the best time to go fishing, or the best time to look at the moon in its new moon phase, or in its half moon phase, or its full moon phase. What you need to do is just click on the mode button once, or tap on the mode button once, and what you can see, I've currently got it on the fishing indicator here. It's currently showing you today's date, so it's this obviously the 19th of June, and it's got it at 6 o'clock in the morning, and that at the minute is the best time to fish around in England, really. So what you can do is accelerate forwards by pressing the search button down the bottom right hand corner, and that will allow you to look at the different times on that date, which is today's date. So if I just keep accelerating, so you can see it's in a PM, so 1 o'clock's not a bad time. And then as I go later on in the day, you'll probably find 6 o'clock's okay, 7 o'clock's okay, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And in the morning, 1 o'clock in the morning, and then you just keep going through the morning hours, even though you're still on the same date. So that is how you do the fishing indicator. Now what you can do is you can also alternate between the fishing indicator and the moon indicator. So there's the moon indicator. So what you can then, obviously if I just press the adjust button, that puts it onto the moon, which is indicated by the moon there. And what you can do, this shows you what is known as the age of the moon as such. So as it goes through the certain phases, it's known as the age of the moon. And what I'll just quickly put to the bottom right hand corner is just to show you the phases of the moon that this watch indicates and why. Now it is from the Casio instructions, so you can just get a real good idea of the actual what this moon indicator does represent. Now what you do is to go through, see when the phases of the moon change, you just accelerate the date. Now what you need to do is press this bottom right hand button, and as you can see the dates are going up in terms of days, and as is the age of the moon basically. So there's the indication of the moon there. And as I can just keep my finger on the bottom right hand corner, you can see that the moon phase is accelerating away. Now you can only go forwards in terms of the date, you can't go backwards because that just activates the light button. But what you can handily do, if you keep your finger on the adjust button, what you'll see is you've got the day, or what would be the year, so you can adjust the year. So if I want to see what the moon looks like in 2028, let's just change the date for something like, well, I don't know, what would be October, and let's just say, let's go backwards and let's just do, say, October the 25th, and just press the adjust button. And as you can see, that is what the moon will be in 2028 on what would be the 25th of October. But I want to see, well, that is what the fish will look like, sorry, because I've just realized I'm doing the fish indicator. But if you press it one more time, you can see that that is exactly what the moon will be like on that date, which is the 25th of October 2028. And obviously you can still accelerate away in that year. But if you want to go back, or if you just want to quickly go back to today's date, what I found is if you just go through the mode buttons and just go back to what would be the moon phase indicator, it basically resets it to the day in which you'll, well, what will be today's date. Now the fishing indicator is the same. If you want to quickly just if you just want to change the date on that, you just exactly go to what I did, which was change the date. I mean, you can go backwards and in terms of years, and obviously go backwards in terms of months and dates within the month, and just press the adjust button. And then if you want to see what it was like to fish on that date, just press the adjust button again, so it gets you to the what would be the fishing part. And then you can just look through the hours on that date, and it'll give you an indication of when was the best time to fish. And that, in theory, is how you do the moon indicator and the fishing indicator, in terms of looking through future dates and looking through the times in when it is the best time to fish, and also to change the date in which you can look at the moon and you can look at the fish.